Hi there, welcome back. My name is Madeline and this is Metamorphosis. You know, the struggle to put these videos up a month and more apart is the perfect example of what it is that this channel is about. Dealing with everyday life. So I have an update since the last video. A lot of things have changed at work. I've enrolled in school. And so the madness continues. It's good to be here. Alright, so we've talked about learning to let go, accepting where we are in life, and I want to talk about handling negative thoughts or negative emotions or negative comments. Just handling negativity when it comes to assessing where in life you are right now and what things you can learn to let go of. Negativity comes in many forms. Let's first define negative thoughts or negative self-talk. It's those nasty little comments that pop into your head. They're comments like, I can never do XYZ, or I can never reach my goals, or I wish I hadn't, I wish I didn't, I wish I wasn't. Those kinds of comments is what I'm talking about when I say negative thoughts about yourself. Negative criticism that you give yourself, that you use as a barrier or that works as a barrier to keep you from reaching the next step, whatever that may be for you. I'll give you an example. Last time we talked about assessing where you are in life, and inevitably that leads me to do the same. At the same time, there were changes being announced at work that pretty much sum up to uncertainty about where exactly we will be, not just physically, but as a company next year. And that's pretty scary to think about. But it also served as the catalyst that I needed to get me to go back to school. I have 5 classes left, and honestly, that's a whole nother story. I've been chasing this degree for 20 years. And see those thoughts there, that commentary, that looks a little bit like the negative thoughts because they lead to other things. They're triggers for me, and every case will be individual, but you'll know. If, for example, when I was faced with the upcoming changes at work and looking at my future, and looking at my academic degrees, where I am with that, I know that it holds value to have a degree in this society. And I know that I want to go forward and go further. And so when I had the thought that I wish I would have already finished my degree, it has been 20 years. There have been times where I could have applied myself and done it, except not really, because that's irrelevant, because that time has already passed and the moment that counts is right now. And so the process here, the point really of analyzing your life, of letting go of negative thoughts, is also how to handle those thoughts so that you can let them go. So when I thought I wish I had finished my degree before, I accepted that I do wish that, but it doesn't change the fact. It leaves me right where I'm at right now. The best thing, the next best thing I can do is take a step right now. And so I enrolled in school. And it adds layers of madness to my life. And continuing to check in and remind myself of the reason why I'm doing it allows me to bring myself forward and get the work done. Not always, not consistently at times, but again and again. And that's what I want us to get to here. That's really the goal, to reach a happier level, is to have honest conversations with yourself that will allow you to have conversations with others in return. Equally meaningful. Getting to know yourself, being kind to yourself, accepting again and again, this is where I am, but this is not where I'm going, can help you to clear your head, even for that one moment, that tiny amount of time that it would take to log in on a website and enroll on a course, for example. Now, I also talked about handling negative comments, and I think that this can be a little more challenging, especially if you're just beginning the work of setting boundaries for yourself, what kind of conversations you're having. This is all part of the bigger picture. What I'd like to ask of you here is that next time someone says to you a comment that triggers some kind of negative emotion in you, try to just take a deep breath and not respond in maybe a way that you may have responded before. Try asking, what did you mean by that? Or if someone's saying something to you that could trigger an emotion, and know they want to push your buttons, you know who they are. Instead of jumping immediately, instead of responding, having to have the last word, what if you just ignored it? There's a lot here. I do want to dig a little bit deeper into handling negative comments. What I'd like for you to do going forward is take note of any time you either notice a negative thought or you hear someone say something to you that triggers it. See if maybe you can catalog it. That's going to give you a clue as to what topics you're sensitive about, and there's something there. These are our continued thought experiments. If you notice that you get defensive about a particular topic, try to identify what about that is bothering you. Is it the person that's saying it? Is it the context? What is it? I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for coming back. I'm working on video consistency, and I haven't quite adhered to a schedule in the fear that I won't stick to it, and that alone is telling me that I'm looking at this all backwards. So please join me on this journey of self-discovery and of surpassing limitations that we set on ourselves. Thanks so much for joining. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. I would love to get some conversation started. Talk to you soon. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I have homework to do. Oh, and have you watched the other videos? They're gonna be linked somewhere here. I'll figure that out next time. I'm battling the sun right now and I am losing. See ya.